Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skyazrael.com for life coaching and mentoring. I want to do a couple videos on this topic. I may not do them in a row, I may break it up, but I want to talk about giving up. Giving up on life, giving up on people, giving up on business, giving up on yourself. There's different areas that we could talk about giving up, and each one of them could take me 10 minutes. When is it a good time to give up? Should you give up? Let's talk about business this time. I've owned many businesses. Some people are pretty cut and dry with when to give up, and it's simply just a math problem. It's an equation, and it boils down to just simple math. If you got more money going out than coming in for an entire quarter, for an extended period of time, several months, pull it. It's time to pull that project. It's time to cut that business. It's time to kill it. You really liked it. I know it was really fun. You're not making any money. You got more money going out than you got coming in. Done. You're done. It's over. Move on. Some people take that really strict. This is why major corporations, and they have 7-Elevens or gas stations or whatever, they'll own a chain of some sort. And then you wonder, hey, why did they shut down that Olive Garden over there? We used to go there. I don't know why they shut it down. Well, that Olive Garden wasn't making as much money as it should. And then sometimes it's not about just breaking even. Because if I have to go several months, in the red, where I'm dishing money out and not making any money, then it's a good time to pull the business. If you're going several months and you're just breaking even, just going at zero, it gets to be a little bit harder to know if you should pull the business, because you are making something even though it's just putting you to zero, and you always think, well, maybe next year. But if you do that for a couple quarters in a row, you've hit zero, you pull it. A lot of these corporations, the business will still be making a profit, so they're not breaking even, and they're not in the red. They're still making profit, but that profit margin will have to be at a certain percentage. And if it goes down to a certain level, they're still making money, people are still coming in, but if it's not banking at a certain level, pull it. And that can be shitty, because then your favorite Olive Garden isn't there anymore. The hard part with this is when you're a small business owner and you have chosen to do something that you're passionate about and that you love to do. You've picked a product or a service that helps the community and helps others. People value you even though it's not rocking and rolling. You don't have a line out your door. You're still struggling. But you really are getting fulfillment out of what you do, and other people, your customer experiences are, for the most part, positive. It gets to be really hard to figure out when's a good time to give up in that scenario. And people around you will tell you, this has happened to me. People around me will say, Sky, this business is bullshit, you're wasting your time, wasting your money. And I get defensive, but I love it. That, in my personal opinion, is a scenario that is hard to use the equation of profits and losses, because you have an emotional attachment to what you're doing. And if you're really deeply emotionally attached to the activities of your day, of your business, I don't see a problem going like that. Even if it means that you just are making a small profit, or you're just barely breaking even, or maybe if you're just breaking even, and breaking even is coming to zero, but you're making enough money to pay the bills and to be open tomorrow, you're just really not putting anything in your pocket. People that have businesses like that will often have to take out loans or have a second side hustle, and I know people that have had side hustles where they'll do at night and then they have their business that they do in the day. I know a guy right now, he owns a pizza parlor. He's an Italian. Italians like pizza parlors, and he loves it. He grew up in a pizza parlor as a kid in New Jersey, where he was from, and moved down to Florida here. He finally started his own pizza parlor as a 45-year-old man. He loves it. It's not just a place, it's a part of who he is. It's a part of his heritage, his culture, his nostalgia. He's got pictures of his father and him on the wall, and his father's dead now, and he loves it. But he makes barely any money. He's got a poor location. He's having some hard times. I want him to be successful. Who knows if he will be? I'm sure, I'm not in his world, but I'm sure there's people in his ear, maybe his wife, maybe his mother, maybe his friends, saying, pull the fucking whole thing, dude. This is bullshit. You tried it, it's not working, be done with it. He chose to go get himself a job at night, and he's doing some sort of sales job at night, and he makes good money doing that. He's actually really good at it. And he makes enough money at night to keep the business open, to pay the bills, and to keep the doors open. And he told me, he's just like, if I have to get a third job, I'll do it. I'm not giving up this fucking pizza parlor. I don't care what anybody says. I'll die in here. This is what I want to do. This is my little personal heaven. So, you know, as a business consultant, I can't just come in and say, your numbers are screwy, pull it, or you're stupid. I mean, I could say that, but it's not going to work. He's not going to take that advice. And it's not that he's just pig-headed and strong. I'm sure that's what his wife thinks. When you have a deep love for what you're doing and you're getting fulfillment out of it, the money isn't what's important anymore. And those types of people, I suggest, well, then keep going. Keep pushing. Your light is at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes people have to struggle for years. There's businesses that have gone for years and years and years at the bottom, just barely making it, just struggling to keep going, and something happens. Something in the marketplace, something in the promotional scheme, in your advertising, something works, and bam, you skyrocket. And you don't just skyrocket to success and crash and burn because you have this history. You've been climbing this hill slowly, slowly. People that can do that, if you can do that, and it's a big if, you can lock in your position at the top. There's some charities that have started this way, and some real good honorable businesses where they really just started off as nothing. For years, they were nothing. And it finally just picked up one day, and these guys have these stories where, oh yeah, you know, for 10 years it was just nothing, and then we had that one great article. We got a TV commercial, and for some reason the TV commercial went crazy. You know, it's always just one weird little thing. So I suggest for those people, those passionate small business owners who are following their dreams, forget about the money and do whatever you have to do to keep it going. And think about how you want to die. I would rather die in my motorcycle shop, working my ass off on stuff that I like doing because it provides me pleasure and fulfillment and purpose and meaning, than to have some office job where I make 10 times the amount of money, and to be sitting there on my deathbed going over my life and having regrets, thinking, man, did I miss the point? Did I waste my time? Sure, maybe I left an inheritance to my grandkids, but is that really a good thing? Who is it? Alan Watts, who has that famous quote. I love Alan Watts, famous philosopher. If you guys don't know who he is, there's something wrong with you. Go immediately after this video, go and look up Alan Watts. But Alan Watts said that he's so grateful that his grandfather never left him $1 million. He's grateful that he had to learn on his own and to struggle on his own, because the people that he's witnessed in his life that were left that kind of money, it was not a gift, it was a curse. A curse that made them weak and lazy. So it's a 10-minute video to say the most cliche thing you can say on YouTube, but follow your dreams. Don't let nobody talk you out of that shit. Don't give up. If you're passionate about it, don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. It's all food for thought.